Hooked. This book explores various methods that was followed by successful companies to create habit-forming products. It also provides you actionable insights and a practical framework to increase the innovators' odds of success. Habit. Habits form when the brain takes a shortcut and stops actively deliberating over what to do next. User habits play as a competitive advantage. Products that change consumer routines are less susceptible to attacks from other companies. QWERTY-style keyboard still survives despite far better and efficient options available due to high cost of changing user behavior. Vitamin and painkillers. To create a habit, your product should be nice to have at first, but once it becomes habit, it should provide an ongoing pain remedy. For new behavior to really take hold, they must occur often. For this to happen, your product or service should be able to address a particular pain point and should be at least 9 times better than the existing solution. Triggers. A small habit-forming products first start with external triggers and then they become a habit through internal triggers. When it comes to figuring out why people use habit-forming products, internal triggers are not root cause and asking why 5 times help drill right to the core. Triggers are nothing but cues which compels you to take action. An app icon, an email notification, or an advertisement constitute external triggers. Emotions like feeling of boredom, sadness, happiness, frustration, etc. all constitute to internal triggers. Fog behavior model. One must have sufficient motivation, required ability, and a necessary trigger to perform any action. B is equal to MAT, where B is behavior, M is equal to motivation, A is equal to ability, and T is equal to trigger. Motivation. We all are motivated to avoid pain and seek pleasure, avoid fear and seek hope, avoid rejection and seek social acceptance. B. Ability. Ability. Any technology or product that significantly reduces the steps to complete a task will enjoy high adoption rates by the people it assists. Make your product so simple that users already know how to use it and you've got a winner. To improve their ability to perform a particular task, one should consider to simplify the product on these aspects. Time. How long it takes to complete an action. Money. The first physical cost of taking an action. Physical effort. The amount of labor involved in taking the action. Brain cycles. The level of mental effort and focus required to take an action. Social deviance. How accepted the behavior is by others. Non-routine. According to Fogg, how much the action matches or disrupts existing routines. Cognitive effects. A. Scarcity effect. Scarcity may signal something about the product. If there are fewer of an item, it might be because other people know something about you don't. How perception of a limited supply can increase sales, look no further than Amazon.com. Where not, you're compelled to buy desirable products quickly if they showed on 5 left in stock. B. The framing effect. The mind takes shortcuts informed by our surroundings to make quick and sometimes erroneous judgments. C. Anchoring effect. People often anchor to one piece of information when making a decision. D. The endured progress effect. A phenomena that increases motivation as people believe they are nearing a goal. Sites such as LinkedIn and Facebook utilize this heuristic to encourage people to divulge more information about themselves when completing their online profiles. Variable reward. Without variability, we are like children. Once we figure out what will happen next, we become less excited by the experience. There are 3 variable reward types. A. Reward for tribe. Our brains are adapted to seek rewards that make us feel accepted, attractive, important, and included. B. Reward for hunt. The need to acquire physical objects such as food and other supplies that aid our survival is part of our brain's operating system. But where we once hunted for food, today we hunt for other things like information, hacks, gadgets, etc. C. Reward for self. We seek rewards for personal gratification. We are driven to conquer obstacles, even if just for the satisfaction of doing so. Control. Too many companies build their products betting users will do what they make them to do instead of letting them to do what they want to do. Companies fail to change user behaviors because they do not make their services enjoyable for this own sake, often asking users to learn new, unfamiliar actions instead of making old routines easier. Investment. The more users invest time and effort into a product or service, the more they value it. The big idea behind the investment phase is to leverage the user's understanding that this service will get better with the use and personal investment. Like a good friendship, the more effort people put in, the more both parties will benefit. Facilitator. When you create something that you would use and that you believe makes the user's life better, you are facilitating a healthy habit. It is important to know that only you can decide if you would actually use a product or service and what materially improving the life of the user really means in light of what you are creating. How to build a habit-forming product. Step 1. Identify. Identify how often would a devoted user use a product in a day. Then dig into the numbers and identify how many and which type of users meet this threshold. Step 2. Codify. Every product has a different set of actions that devoted users take. The goal is to find a series of similar actions shared by your most loyal users and determine which of these steps is critical for creating devoted users so that you can modify the experience to encourage this behavior. Step 3. Modify. Armed with new insights, it is time to revisit your product and identify ways to nudge new users down the same habit path taken by devotees. Tutor use the insights gained from the previous step to modify its onboarding process, encouraging new users to immediately begin following others. Be alert. Careful introspection can uncover opportunities for building habit-forming products. As you go about your day, ask yourself why you do or don't do certain things and how those tasks could be made more easier or more rewarding. Whenever a massive change occurs in the way people interact with technology, expect to find plenty of opportunities ripe for harvesting. Look practically, in order to build a habit-forming product or service, you need to evaluate it on the basis of TAVI, that is, trigger, action, variable reward, and investment. Why does a user really want to use a product or service? That is internal trigger. What gets user to the product? That is external trigger. Then what action the user should take to use your product? That is action. What is the variable reward you are offering to make user want more of your product or service? That is variable reward. And what bit of effort is required from user side to make him or her keep returning? That is investment. Click on the link below to read our complete summary. Don't forget to subscribe our channel Klipmunk as well as press the bell icon to never miss our awesome summary videos.